ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed. Panel number 3, Railway and Transport Innovation, Conducive Framework for Cybersecurity and Data Privacy. This is a technical discussion. Let me invite on the stage General Manager, Kochi Metro Rail Limited, Mani Venkat Kumar. Mani Venkat Kumar, GM, KMRC. He will be conducting this session, and joining Mani Venkat Kumar would be Rahul Sharma, Transport Commissioner from Jammu and Kashmir, Sanjay Kumar, Chairman of Railway Recruitment Board, Thiruvananthapuram, Sanjay Kumar, and Vijay Devnath, Group General Manager, Infra and Security, and CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, CRIS. So we have got two speakers from CRIS today, Mr. Mathur and Mr. Vijay Devnath. So I hand over the proceedings to Mr. Mani Venkat Kumar, and with a caveat that if Mani can conclude this session by maximum 4 or 4:05, because as I mentioned, we have scheduled, our MD of Kochi Metro has scheduled a visit to Kochi Water Metro, which all of us are excited to go. So we would request you to, now the ball is rather in your court.
Thank you. The problem is the topic is very interesting, cyber security. So the connected world, if you see, there is an enhanced use of transportation. Transportation need to be efficient to meet the need. The efficiency comes with the digitalization. Digitalization, that means you will see less mechanical systems, more computers. You know, there is a saying, every computer can be hacked. Every system is a computer. That means everything can be hacked. Just grab your attention, I told. It is not that easy. There are systems are already laid down. There is a systematic approach. And when more computer systems are there, there is a need for cyber security. Cyber security is achieved with 3 main components. One is system design, then risk assessment, and attentive people. The system design starts with design of components and safety level required, and risk assessment will tell you the procedure to be followed, the gaps in the system, so that you can close in and ensure that systems are functioning. But still, attentive people are required. There are certain assets which needs a longer life, like a rolling stock, which has a 25 years. So it is not that just you implement a secure system and system remains safe. You need to monitor your threats, you need to do risk assessment, you need to monitor the network traffic to identify the gaps in the system. Normally these gaps are told by risk assessment and cybersecurity policy and regulations. So already there are IEC standards are already in place to ensure that systems are properly built, so that less risk is passed on to the user. Many countries like Australia, Europe made it mandatory cyber security compliant system only to be produced in the future. So we need to manage these mitigation maybe few years where the new systems are going to be in place. Task appear to be very big, but I have panelists who are already implemented similar kind of solutions, since they are dealing with huge amount of passenger data. My question to Rahul Sharma, who is a Commissioner, Transportation, Jammu and Kashmir. Just share us the kind of transportation you are providing, and there is a huge security threat being its geographical location. How you, what are the precautions you are taking to protect the transportation? Over to you.
Thank you, organizers, for providing this platform to share our experience. Rightly said that we are located in Jammu and Kashmir. I am from Jammu and Kashmir, and it is located in that part of the country which is having a lot of geographical challenges, threats. But our transportation, the government of Jammu and Kashmir recently has taken a very good initiatives that they are now not working in isolation, which most of the states are doing. We are moving closely with government of India. That is all the platforms which are coming up, they are coming up with close coordination with NIC. That is NIC, National Informatics Center. The government of India's department is taking over all the initiatives. And I feel pleasure to tell that right from 15th of January, it has been made mandatory in Jammu and Kashmir not to provide any service without the digital platform. They said you leave that scheme, government will not implement that scheme which will not be digitized. So now we are on a platform where we are providing 100% of our services, like 512 services of government of Jammu and Kashmir are totally online, and they are being implemented under Public Service Guarantee Act, which is also in the auto appeal mode. That is, you are given 1 month's time to dispose of the files, and after that, nobody is going to ask you what have you done, what you have done or what you have not done. It's in auto appeal mode, and then you are being a government servant is under penalty. Penalty is imposed for 20 rupees per day delay on the file. To this extent, we have proceeded in the last 2 years. Though we were very late in entering the digital setup of India compared to our southern counterparts, but I think we are moving at a Vande Bharat speed. To be very frankly, I'll be telling that we are moving at a Vande Bharat speed. So towards now coming over to the topic that how we are protecting our information of our commuters and etc. So I told you that in the information that our whole platform is moving through NIC, which is having a central emergency response team. The central emergency response team of NIC is very, very strong, very dedicated and working 24/7 on this security of the data. It is working with very close coordination with all the stakeholders. In transportation sector, we are having 3 stakeholders. That is, we are having one garages department. Then we are having our public sector, that is JK Roadside Transport Corporation. And then there is a motor vehicles department, which is maintaining the whole data. So the responsibility for maintaining and strengthening the security system lies totally with the CERT. It analyzes, monitors and responds to each and every security incident. And the foremost important thing in that is that it is disseminating the information to the other ministries also, that this thing has happened in that ministry and this was the solution and how we have proceeded. Not only this, they are maintaining a close login when a system has been locked, when a system was put to use, who have accessed the system, total login credentials with 2 steps of security. Now we are coming that recently we are having OTP based identification, but now we are coming with the biometrics also. So with this thing, I think this is happening across India. The NIC is looking after the most of the ministries of union government also. So our role is very limited to that extent because we feel that we are secure in their hands. So I hope though the challenge is that now we are having a thief who is very, very, very intelligent. He's not going to break the law. He is a highly educated. The thief will be a very highly educated person because now the data is a wealth. A data of any country is a wealth. It's more than gold mine. I'd say it's a gold mine because the taste, preferences, what person likes, how to influence his brain. The AI is influencing our brains in that way. So the NIC is doing a wonderful job. They are proactively securing our networks that I already told you. Now they are publishing the notes also. The sharing of information in cyber security is very, very essential, because whenever this thing is happening, they are not only doing this, they are doing the audits also. Cyber security audits are also continuously going on. A clear instructions from the government has flown to each and every ministry in J&K that 100% certificates are being given by the head of departments that our systems are totally securely audited. So these steps we are taking in a wonderful way. I won't have other things to add to that thing. So we are very, very doing extremely well.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me share my personal experience. I had been to Kashmir. I was using a prepaid telephone number. So getting a telephone connection in Kashmir is very difficult. So what I mean to say is your identity will be verified to that an extent. Getting a telephone connection is very difficult. And second thing is, cyber security is not a one-step process, it's a continuous process. Today you safe doesn't mean that you are safe forever. Continuous risk assessment is required, continuous closing of the identified risks are to be required, and continuous monitoring of your traffic data on your network is required. Now recently you must have listened, Chat GPT, that advanced AI-based search engine, is being blocked. So it is writing exams, so people are unable to find out whether a student is writing or mission is writing. So such is the scenario. Now we have with us our Sanjay Kumar, Chairman Railway Recruitment Board. What exactly the precautions being taken in railway recruitment? Over to Sanjay.
Thank you, Mr. Mani. Actually, Railway Recruitment Board, this kind of a system basically we are using is CMMI 3 or 2, CMMI 5 level of certification. It's got nothing but a capability model integration level. Basically, it's like ISO we are doing, like ISO 27001. That is basically the system is well protected. Otherwise, also like if you open our all our website, what we have done, we have converted from HTTP to HTTPS, and all the auditing this from NIC we have already done that. And as far as that, what my colleague has asked about the cyber security, that there is CERT means CERT. It is a Computer Emergency Response Team. It is from railways also. So railways is monitoring, and in the railways, I think my two colleagues from CRIS will be agreed. More than 100 different applications, in fact, built up by CRIS itself, and there are other organizations who are parallelly building up. And definitely there is as the technology is going on, digitalization is going on, the threat is also going on at its own pace. So we have to be all the time, we have to be ready. As my colleague has rightly said, that any system which is not a cyber protected will not be utilized. So there are certain guidelines issued by the Ministry of Information Technology. Some of them are like the password protection. We have to keep a strong password, and password normally not should be your name or date of birth or your father mother name or something like that. It should be a combination of your like capital letter, small letter, number, symbols. Like sometimes we have replaced D with the and with like B with 6 kind of, or put the hash. Start your password with the hash. Some I have secret I'm sharing with the audience, so they can change their password after going back. Start their password with the hash, and then try to have some kind of algorithm, like say I like some song in any language, and then you use that particular word first, rather than going first capital, go for the second or third capital. But the logic which you have is you only know. This particular logic I have used, and then accordingly it will be really very difficult to crack the password, and it should be more like 13 to 15 digit. And in fact, what I have used, in fact, I should not say, but publicly I am saying that I have kept one 10,000 rupees challenge to one of my colleagues. Okay, if you crack this, 10,000 rupees is yours, because that was a very small song. I have created my own password. And of course, there are brute force, and there are many methods are there. But they normally go with the dictionary and other ways of cracking your passwords. But if you use the combination of symbols, more of a symbol, less of a word, then it is difficult to crack the password. Now, then even see, difficult is not impossible. People are cracking also. Then there is something called this the two-factor, multi-factor authentication. Like my colleague has told in the Jammu that they are going to go for this biometric. Biometric, maybe your facial or thumb locking kind of a thing. In railways, many places we have already introduced this. Even on computer logging, we have to use this biometric. In fact, 10 years ago, it was already implemented in Metro Railway, Kolkata. And then the OTP is also one of the multi-factor authentication protection. Then going further is your security audit. The regular security audit has to be done so that your system is protected or not. And then all the employee has to be trained. And like our partners like TCS, what they do, the working laptop, they disable their USB ports. It is not allowed. So likewise, we should also basically restrict the external devices to get connected. We should use the strong passwords. So I think by using these kinds of these measures, we'll be able to somewhat control the cyber threats. That's all.
Yeah, as I told you, it's a continuous process. I think now earlier it was only 1-point authentication. Now it became 2-point authentication. I don't know. Every time a hacker comes with an idea, we comes with a solution. This Tom and Jerry goes endless. So now Center for Railway Information System, which provides various applications to the railway. So at the source, being a given scenario, like recently AIMS website has been hacked. Everybody was aghast. Suddenly how it can happen in India. So being a developer of various applications to railway, what precautions you do take to ensure that applications are not cyber attack prone?
Good afternoon. I think majority of you are awake after the lunch, etc. So what I am going to talk about is not very tech because I do not know how many of you are from that background or not. We are holding you may be aware, there is another seminar going on in the same city in Crown Plaza, which is dedicated to my kind of people only. Is the CISO conference. So there we talk, we are going to talk a lot of tech. But as my co-panelists and other dignitaries have already explained, everything what you need to do in your life depends on people, process and technology. And when it comes to IT, it is no different, but somehow people take it differently and they just jump into the technology part of it, which is not good, which is not correct. As Mr. Sanjay Kumar has pointed out, it starts with people. So whether your people are properly educated about that part of the technology, whether they are computer literate, whether they know what is a login and what is an OTP and what not to click and etc. etc. There are a lot of precautions he has told, but whether these things are being taught in the schools, in the colleges, I don't know. Then it comes to the job in our railway or government and private also. Are we giving the people the proper training how to handle the IT systems which they sometimes find new in the organization and they have to work from the day one itself. Coming to railways security, cyber security or whatever you call it, I look at it in a different way. It is again a combination of people, process, technology, and a lot of my railwaymen, there are 13 lakh plus of railwaymen, they are not all cyber savvy. So that job is left to maybe the institutes or the colleges or the in service training institutes. We are trying to give them content to train our people. Because if a person is not safe while he is using his application, then no safety technology can save him or the organization. If somebody leaks the data by ignorance or by by some lure or some greed, then ultimately organization suffers. He may suffer or may not suffer. So there has to be a process of also identifying how the people are being trained and how deviation from the standard process are being handled. We call it a D and AR process, disciplinary and appeal rules, whether we are handling the digital processes there or not. Then comes the technology. I will not speak about technology because it becomes sometimes very complex, and there are tools, there are OEMs, there are system integrators. It's a very complex ecosystem of cyber security. Everybody is saying, "Whoa, he is below me, I am better, and all that." That we will keep on hearing. That is marketing. What you should do, I will not, I will say, talk small about, my colleague referred to the AIMS hack, which is very recent and very fresh in our mind. It was not a hack of a traditional kind. Nobody took the data anywhere. The data remained where it was, and it was encrypted with a key which was with the I will say kidnapper hacker. So he kidnapped the data, and strangely, which is possible only in digital world, the data remained where it was, but it was kidnapped. Somebody came in your house and locked up your family member in the bathroom. It's something like that, and took away the key.
Ransomware. Kind of a ransomware.
The ransomware, not of the traditional kind. And surprisingly, AIMS had a backup and off-site backup in another AIMS Raipur. But when they went to access it, they found that that was encrypted even before the main, the Delhi AIMS thing was encrypted. So whatever they did, I do not know the intricacy, how they got the key and how they unlocked it. One thing you have to notice here is that nothing of AIMS data was on cloud. It was all on premise in two places. So if somebody tells you that putting data on cloud becomes unsafe, keeping in your own house becomes very safe, please take it with a lot of salt, not pinch. Second thing is that you are supposed to do a risk analysis of your data, which was not done there. Everything of everyone has been put on there. The main reason why they were afraid was there was a lot of data of very VVIPs, medical data, which was very sensitive in nature. So they were concerned mostly about it. The other normal public and normal, treatments, not much of botheration is there if that data is copied or whatever. So you have to do a risk analysis, and you should keep only minimum of data with you, which you need to protect. People, copying credit card data, copying Aadhaar data, copying everything, trying to keep inside, it's a bad practice. Please don't keep all that referential data which is there with others, with yourself. Keep it with you, only the data which you generate and you need to keep. Rest can all be connected and referenced. Then comes to the main part is that after you have done this risk analysis, you should try to do a BCP analysis as well. Simply taking backup, a lot of organizations, everybody takes backup. एक tape में लिया, oh sorry, I am going in my native language. So you take a backup in a tape or in a hard disk, keep it away. This is not the practice to be followed now. You are supposed to keep the data in such a place and in such a state where you can read it in case of emergency, which means it has to be on online backup of the data which is required to run your business immediately. Not every transaction of 1 year back or 2 year back is important for you to run the business. So you need to keep all the masters, your own masters, I mean own employee masters or business masters or supplier masters, all those things in a place where you can access them quickly. You should replicate to that place and read back also should be possible. And what you can't see, you can't protect or measure, they say it in management. So it should be kept in some place where you have a continuous visibility. Another jargon is visibility, monitoring and control. Control comes afterwards, but you should have visibility and monitoring continuously of the place where you are keeping your backup data. We focus on the primary data, but we do not focus on the or do not check the health of the backup data. Only it is checked when you are already primary is gone. At that time, it is not readable, it is not accessible, etc. etc. And it does not matter that you keep that data anywhere outside. It may be a colleague organization, it may be another PSU which you have relations with continuously, or ultimately a cloud. A lot of cloud providers also provide this facility that where you can keep your data safe. All organizations, cybersecurity is measured by how fast they can bring the organization back to its feet after an incident. Incidents will happen. AIMS or any other incidents will keep on happening because, as somebody said, hacker is always 1-2 steps ahead of you. So they will keep on, they have that much of motivation, they will be always ahead of you. So don't bother about, securing each and everything and going too much deep into one technology or other technology. You should see what your business runs on, what minimum data your business needs in the time of crisis, and you bring back that data as early as possible. That is, of course, another jargon word is Cyber Crisis Management Plan, CCMP bolte hain. So that is also made in some organization. But I wanted to bring you to these terms only through the risk part of it. That's all, I think. Right.
Yeah, I think so. One good point to be noted is ensuring the data backup, what is exactly required. And this has a con also. If you store an enormous amount of data, you need to pay for it. Then other thing on lighter note is, we were thinking that banks is only having all the wealth. I think that is not correct. Digital clouds only having all the wealth. So latest, presently you are seeing in the newspaper, there is a huge paper leakage in Telangana. So obviously a thought comes into our mind that if similar thing can happen in RRB, getting railway job is easy. So just obviously there is a inquisitiveness how foolproof it is. So we would like to listen from Sanjay.
When RRB comes, this one question, as Mr. Mani rightly said, that paper leakage and then a lot of this forgery, frauds, so many things are happening actually all around. Even when I was in I was not in RRB, I was also thinking like that only. But see, like recently what he is saying that their case has happened in Telangana, some paper leakage. I would like to just say what is our this paper management, this question paper management. It takes hardly 1 or 2 minutes. Basically human involvement is not at all there. The question papers are normally, the questions banks are being prepared and then being taken from the different subject matter experts, and it is fed into the system across various computers, and then based on the algorithm and its hardness level, the question papers are designed. That too also it's done by the algorithm and the software. And then after that, the question sets are prepared. For each shift, there is only one questions. Now the question bank and question is ready. Question paper is ready. Now it has to be transmitted to the candidate desk. Now I'll talk about the transmission, because everywhere the leakage goes there only the transmission. Earlier when physical modes were there, that get stolen in between or something, some wrong thing has happened. But now the system is so strong and then error proof that it's almost impossible. Like how do we do before the exam starts, that 2 hours ago, before 2 hours, that there is a called bundle password. Through that password, we get that particular data. Data is being fetched from the central server to the server located at the exam centers, and then it is, no one can see that. It just the data. It is in encrypted format and is kept in the local server of the exam centers. Now after that, then again he will get the further password, that the person who is there, further password to get the files again, like, because it will be a big bundle, like a big box, and that he will open it and he will get the packets. Here also he cannot open it, and then from there it will be directly distributed to the consoles of each candidates. Candidate also cannot see. When the time comes, and then they will have to give a 2 login systems with their credentials. One logging, that okay, their authentication will be verified to the servers, and then second logging. After doing the second login only, they can see the question paper. So this is how, these are the measures provided in that, and moreover the adjacent candidates are front, back, means all the directions, these questions will be different. Of course there are chances that there could be 100 questions or 120 questions, maybe the same, but the order in which it is the questions are arranged, it will be totally different. The options which are there, it will be totally different. So I think by this way, because since human intervention is not there, we can protect this paper leakage. Where I think the paper leakage case where he is talking is a kind of a manual interventions, or paper has been prepared and during the transit and with the I think mingling of some of the management staff or college staff, this has been done. But let me tell you, with railway is not at all possible, because even the notes which are given to the candidates are dynamically allocated by the system. Even if I want to, okay, I want to sit on that corner where the window is there, no, that's not possible, because it is not the person, it is the system who is deciding that, okay, who is going to sit where. So with that also, they cannot come before and they can manage something like that. And before that, lot of other frisking, biometric and our impersonation, and then Aadhaar verification, so many other things are done to ensure that the candidate who is sitting is the right candidate for this right job. Thank you.
More number of transportation modes to be integrated. Integration where one network gets exposed to the other network. So we need to make this risk assessment is like your annual health checkup. You need to do it continuously and need to plug the gaps identified. I think my families are so good. I'm only triggering it. Huge information is flowing out. So they are still ready, but I want to ask the forum, any questions are there? They would love to answer.
Discussion. All the speakers, whether it was Rahul, Sharma, or Sanjay, Kumar, or Vijay, Devnath, all of them give quite interesting perspective on this topic. Innovations and way forward in cybersecurity and data privacy from transport point of view. So let me invite on the stage this time Mr. S. P. Raghu, professor in the Indian Railways Traffic Institute, senior professor. Please come on the dais and hand over the speaker mementos to the esteemed panelists on my left, starting from the session chair, Mani Venkat Kumar, General Manager, Kochi Metro Rail. Rahul Sharma, Transport Commissioner, Jammu and Kashmir Transport Department. Sanjay Kumar, Chairman, Railway Recruitment Board, Trivandrum. And finally, our speaker from CRIS, Vijay Devnath, Group General Manager, Infrastructure and Security, and Chief Information Security Officer. Huge round of applause.